What's happening, y'all? It's the Raney podcast. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, share button, and all that other stuff. Let me take my glasses off before I get into it. What's happening, everybody? How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. It is June. Finally, summer has hit. Summer arrived on Wednesday at 1:25 p.m. I was there. Hot as shit. We also just celebrated Juneteenth. That is Juneteenth. That's when the message got late to the slaves that were supposed to be free over the flyover states, and they got the word late. We didn't get it till around Juneteenth something, about a year or two later after slavery was abolished. So if you're celebrating that or celebrated that, fantastic. I know I celebrated it by being home. My job actually acknowledges Juneteenth, and guess what? My black ass was home. Thank you very much. Other than that, hope everything is well. I'm doing well. Family's doing well. I got a new hat, as you can see. Thank you, Costco. They are not a sponsor, but I did buy the hat from Costco. It cost me $10, but look at this dope hat. This is my new hat I'm going to wear for fishing. It is really nice. Has a nice cool brim. It's water resistant. Has ventilation on the sides. It even has a string inside the brim of the hat, or the rim of the hat or whatever, to make it tighter so it's not all loose on my head. And also has this string here at the bottom so you can keep it on your head just in case a high breeze comes, or nigga try to steal it or whatever. You can have this around your neck so it doesn't just blow away or get robbed off your damn head. But other than that, things are good. I'm gonna put the hat to the side. It is hot as shit today. I'm gonna be honest with you. My AC is really, I have central air, but that shit is local than a motherfucker. It is cold. It's cool in some rooms. And here, this is just pump faking. This little bit of air coming out is kind of cool. I'm waiting for my AC guy to come through and hit my AC machine off with some Freon, which is like this older AC unit, has a rare type of Freon. And this nigga be charging some ridiculous rates, but this is the original guy that actually put in the AC unit at this home. So I'm thankful to still have his information. Thank you, Paul, for even answering my messages and picking up my calls and coming through and servicing this old ass unit that you put in. But I appreciate you, because it's hot as a motherfucking MLK sit-in the middle of July. That's how hot it is. But we're going to make it do what it do. But thanks again for joining the Raney podcast. If you're not a fan, you will become a fan. If you're not a fan, send it to somebody else. Maybe they would be a fan of the Raney podcast. I really don't give a fuck. I really don't care. I'm not here to appease you. I'm here to just kind of vent and talk about whatever I want to talk about, whatever's coming across my plate. This is not a news feed like I told people before in the past. I'm not here to give you any kind of factual news. If it is factual, God bless you. We both had a moment, okay? But I'm just here to kind of talk about stuff, man. And one of the things I do want to talk about before I get into my pod, or the pod has already started, fuck getting into it. What I want to talk about is, on my social media feeds, I have seen more and more products and ads for erections, erectile dysfunction. Is it that many men out here with broken dicks? I'm just wondering. Pause on all that. Pause on everything. But are y'all that fucked up in the game? Maybe it's me and my feed in my age range. I just turned 49 about a week ago. Maybe it's geared around people between the ages of whatever. But I just, it's difficult for me to go a couple of minutes, hour or whatever, watching videos or scrolling through things, and you get an ad of somebody trying to sell you a pill, keeps your dick hard all night. I really don't get it. It's really difficult to see sometimes, or even navigate. You're like, damn, another goddamn product. But God bless anybody out there that is having some erectile dysfunction and problems. I don't have that problem here. Knock on wood, because I don't need that problem here. But there's a lot of broken ass pieces out here. get your shit together, man. Maybe you should, go vegan, give up meat or something. Pause. Do something different with your life. It's your life. You got one life to live, man. So live it to the fullest. Whether you want to take the medicine or not take the medicine, and not get no pussy. I mean, if that's what you choose to do, that's on you. That's on you. I'm married. I'm out of that conversation. So, I mean, if I did have problems, I'm sure my wife would go through tremendous lengths to try to get me back on track, because my wife take care of me, from my brain issues with seizures to everything. Doctors, dentist appointment, everything. She I acknowledge and I take care of it as well too, but my wife is the one that's like, I'm calling them now. I'm setting an appointment for tomorrow. My wife will have your ass sitting in the hospital getting something looked at. If you talking about it hurting a little bit too much, she like, you gonna sit your ass down, we're gonna take you to the hospital. And everybody needs like that, needs somebody like that in their life. And I'm like that with my wife too. Let's take your ass to the doctor, let's see what's going on with your leg or whatever. So you need somebody to take care of yourselves. That's what I understand now, getting older, being married for 20 years. Life is about finding a partner if you can, but if you can't, you can still live life to the fullest and enjoy your life. I'm not saying that you're shortchanging yourself or you're missing out, because some people don't want to be married. Some people don't want to have lifelong partners, and that's cool. But I'm going to be honest with you. You need somebody to rub that lotion in the middle of your back. There's a lot of dry, ashy back people out here simply because you don't have a significant other or a good neighbor. You need to find a good neighbor to rub some lotion on your back. Yeah, I bet you a lot of people are agitated, got psoriasis, got all sorts of skin issues just because you don't have somebody to lotion your back. Put some nice shea butter on your back, some kind of nice puddings, like a good lotion pudding or whatever, like, a good massage with some oil is good for your skin. You need that sometimes. And I'm gonna be honest with you too, fellas, pause, no homo and all this shit. When you get out the shower, I don't know what your regimen is. I'm not trying to get into your regimen, but it's important for us to lotion up. And I don't just mean your arms, your shoulders, your neck, your legs, your back. If you got a significant other, or you're double jointed, maybe you can get the top part with this arm and get the lower part with the other arm. I don't know, but I know what I started doing, which made a hell of a difference. And I don't know if I stopped doing it or whatever, but lotion your ass. I was leaving the house clean with an unlotioned ass, and my ass would be itchy. Now, let me tell you something. It's hard to justify that your ass is clean, fresh out the shower. You fresh out the shower and you're not dirty. You ain't just got out and walked through the mall for 6 hours, or I did an 8-hour shift, or I drove 3 hours over, cross country or cross towns to be somewhere, or at a show, whatever. You can't prove a shower receipt. The only thing that people can visibly see is if you are scratching your ass and you look dirty. Now, that's the last thing I want to look is dirty. You know what I mean? I don't want to visibly look dirty. I don't want to give off gestures or signs of looking dirty. And I definitely don't want to smell dirty. All right? But I noticed on stage one time, I scratched my ass simply because my crack was itching a little bit. And I realized what's been going on. Fellas don't lotion their asses. And pause on all that. But fellas, when's the last time you lotioned your ass to the point where, it's not dry? And it's pause on all that. Pause on everything. But take the time out. We're getting older now. Take the time out. Lotion your ass and lotion your feet. Because I've seen some feet out here look like Jurassic Park. And some of y'all are trying to wear open-toe stuff and, or even with slides with no socks. And that's cool wearing slides with no socks. Your feet need to breathe. But more importantly, your feet need some maintenance. So rub some lotion on your feet. Maybe put them in a vat of jelly, or maybe, hey, why don't you do this? Why don't you put your feet in a bowl of sea moss gel? Since everybody want to be so healthy now and get on the sea moss, why don't you put your feet in some sea moss for about 2 or 3 hours and see if it tenderizes them up, have them as soft as oxtail. You know what I mean? Just like, the meat about to fall off the bone. Just get your feet a little bit softer, because I see some hard foot ass people out here, and it ain't like I'm looking, but I see some of y'all in Walmart ain't got no socks on your slides, which is cool, but you need some lotion. You need to stop down that lotion now, get you some Nivea, and you ain't even got to buy it. Just use the shit while you in the store and just leave. You know what I mean? You've done that before. You walk up to the aisle, get some lotion, do this, rub it on your face or whatever, rub it on your hands. I've done that several times. Rub some lotion on my hands, been to CVS, like, ooh, my hands dry as hell. Let me go for this lotion aisle and act like you try. You see, act like you're trying it. You smell it. This smells nice. I think I might get it. And you look at it like, oh, $7 for lotion? That's another problem. Things are so expensive. People don't have the money to spend on good lotion to lotion their asses up. So you gotta spend your money wisely and make these choices, to better your life. That's really some advice I just want to touch on before I jump into other stuff. But recently today I went to the doctor, got an MRI the other day, went over the results, whatever. This is about my brain, blah, 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 blah. It seems like whatever choice I take or this choice I decide to do, whether it's surgery, which I kind of said, you know what, let's get this AVM shit taken the fuck out of my head. There's some kind of repercussions and some kind of rehabilitation and some kind of percentage that they really can't, it's like a percentage gray area that no one can guarantee, because this is the human body. And let's be honest, a lot of this shit is guesswork. Whether they do the surgery to remove or they do some kind of remediation to slow down or to prevent or to stop. It's all done by percentages. Oh, well, this many cases studied over this many years and this many success cases or this percentage of success cases, then this shit is, no one fucking knows. Even the surgeons that are making millions of dollars cutting niggas open, and they are cutting and praying at the same time, I believe. And I'm at the point where it's like, damn, like, what am I going to do? I'm 49 years old. I got an AVM, something called an AVM in my brain, which pretty much is extra tissue that passes, that arteries and vessels are still passing blood and things too, and it's messing with some of the blood flow. It's taking some of the blood flow from some of the arteries and veins that really need it, right? Slows it up, speeds it up. I don't know what the fuck it does. It's not supposed to be there, and it's been there since birth. Who am I to remove it? This is what God gave me. I should work with what God gave me. But to err on the side of caution, you don't want it to rupture or bleed, because that could lead to something very serious: stroke, paralysis, or death. Nigga, death is something that I definitely don't want, okay? Nobody wants. But it's also very strange to have something like this to discover something like this, and you still go about your life like everything is normal, and everything does feel normal. The only reason why I even know I have an AVM because I had a grand mal seizure for Christmas. And that's not a gift I recommend for anyone, all right? First off, horrible gift. It's dangerous. It hurts other people as well as could hurt yourself. You have no control. And some of us, for one, don't have any recollection of the goddamn seizure, so I missed out on the party. But, I feel normal. I'm taking some medication called Keppra, got me, having weird dreams at night. That's kind of subsided a little bit, but I notice if I do miss a dosage that I take every night, and if I miss that at night, I have to take it during the day, oh, I am fucked up in the game. But I am not messed up in the game where I cannot function. I am a little groggy and cranky, which I could probably say I can be groggy and cranky on a regular basis, but the medicine kind of intensifies that. But thankfully, haven't had any issues since the medication or even since my incident I had in December. That being said, I almost want to just give it up to God. I think a lot of black people, we give it up to God without going to the doctors. I think I've done a little bit of both. I gave it up to God. I went to the doctors. I went to the doctors and I gave it back to God. And I'm like praying still that I can maybe monitor this. I don't know if I'm going to have to go through the heavy surgery, but I think I'm erring on that side. And I forgot to put my light on. Ain't that something? Ugh. Is that better? Is that better? The light? I think I may have to do the whole thing over, but I'm not going to do the whole thing over. The light is so much better. But let me tell you something. What else is better? Standing up for yourself. Yes. So my wife and I were having a conversation in the car, and we were reflecting on the time we went over to a friend's house to have dinner. And longtime friends, lovely meal. The wife of our friend can cook, hands down, great cook. What was on the menu, however, was not to my liking. My wife liked it. I didn't like it. And what it was ackee. I don't know if you guys know anything about ackee. It's a Jamaican cuisine. We had ackee and saltfish. Now, saltfish is very good. I might be saying it wrong, but to me, it's saltfish, nigga. If it's not, follow me, put it in the comments and correct my ass and follow me on the next one and forward it to somebody else that I'm fucking up saltfish. And it was made with saltfish and ackee. Now, ackee, I don't know what the fuck ackee is. Ackee looks like scrambled eggs with shitty taste. And it just, to my palate, it doesn't work. And I don't like the fact when people try to force things down your throat. Not physically, but, trying to, persuade you and your palate that you're going to enjoy this food that you are putting in your mouth and swallowing. I don't. And I'm old enough and grown enough to be like, no, this shit ain't for me. But I remember at that time at that dinner, my wife and I, more me, was struggling to get this meal down, and we were kind of looking at each other like, this is it. And I remember just moving it around to make it look like I had some, but I spread it all out my plate. That shit ain't good. I don't like ackee. Even though my roots, I have Jamaican roots. My grandfather's from Jamaica. I don't think my grandmother made ackee for him. And my grandmother's from the South, and she started making Jamaican cuisine, or not even, I'm not even gonna say Jamaican cuisine. She would make a couple of dishes. It wasn't like she was a short order cook for like 2 spoons, 1 knife, Jamaican, restaurant or whatever. No, she was a Southern woman from Virginia who knows her way around the kitchen and make stuff taste good. My grandfather's from Montego Bay, Jamaica, had an accent, lost that shit after a couple of years, but the shit would come out when he get upset, and he liked his traditional Jamaican dishes. And she would do oxtail, she would do saltfish, salty mackerel, she would do some other bacalao with coconut oil, all that other stuff. She would hook it up. My grandmother was phenomenal in the kitchen. And that really, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know too many grandmothers that aren't phenomenal in the kitchen. My grandmother and my great-grandmother were phenomenal women in the kitchen, and they did their goddamn thing. My wife is great in the kitchen. She's okay. She's good in the kitchen, and she does a great job with the dishes that she specializes in, I will say. But let me tell you something. I'm gonna end it like this. Don't give me no motherfucking ackee. I will not spare your feelings, not one bit. And it's not the way you prepare it. It's not, if you put it on a bed of rice, coconut rice, quinoa, a Searly Pastapedic bed. I don't give a fuck what you serve that shit on. I don't want it. It's like the Cat in the Hat. No, I don't want it I don't want it on a boat with a coat on top of a goat. I don't want none of that shit. I don't want ackee at all in my life. I'm at that point in my life, I'm going to tell you what I do want and what I don't want. And it was just one of those conversations we had in the car as we were driving. It was a moment. It was a moment. Follow my Instagram or my TikTok if you want to see the moment. I'm going to post that shit in a moment. Other than that, doing shows, clocking hoes. No, I'm just playing. I'm just doing a lot of shows. I got another show coming up at the Stress Factory. I'm hosting for my homegirl Monique Latisse. If you haven't seen me, you guys are missing out. I'm hosting, and if you haven't seen my girl Monique Latisse, I don't know what the fuck y'all doing. She's on her Now or Never tour, doing her goddamn thing. I am honored to be a part of it. To not a part of the tour. I'm not gonna say I'm a part of the tour, but to be able to host a show here and there for this sister, because she's definitely on the rise, and I appreciate that. that she's even looking out for a brother and asking me to do a hosting. Fantastic. Other than that, get your shit right. Go to tyraney.com. You guys need to start following, start sharing the information. My son did a documentary in May. This was a final project he did for his school. My son is a special effects engineer, I'm gonna say. Special effects, film editor, short clip editor, producer. Yeah, he's the shooter and producer. Yeah, he shoots and produces, or produces the shoots and edits the shoots, whatever. From soup to nuts, my son does it all. He will be attending School of Visual Arts in the fall. We're very proud parents of that. Very proud, very broke, looking for donations. Okay? We're not broke, but we are looking for some donations. But I couldn't be more proud of him. On top of the proudness, because it's like a layer cake, my son's documentary has been submitted to the Princeton Film Festival and will be presented in the Princeton Film Festival in July. Don't have any dates right now, but I will put that information on my website once I get the solid dates of when it's going to be presented. I couldn't be more proud of this child, or this young man of mine. He's 18 years old. My wife and I, we are so proud and so excited to see what the future has to hold for him. Sky's the limit. Just keep your head on right. Stay away from crab ass niggas, especially niggas that owe you money and has no intention on paying you back, because it's already been 8 months. And for you to drum up that little bit of change in 8 months and still trying to stall me and not let me know what's going on with my money, it's some sucker shit. And it's not even the amount of money, it's the principality of it. It's not like I'm missing that little bit of change, but listen, change is change, and if I gave it to you in a jam, I expect that shit back. I'm sorry I went on that rant, because somebody do owe me money, and in the same breath, you know, I forgive you, but fuck that nigga at the same time. I need my cash, okay? I need my cash. So if you loan money to somebody, make sure it's an amount that you're not going to miss, and if it is an amount that they can't pay back, and they're not upfront and saying, hey, listen, I can't pay it back, or I can pay you half or whatever, and if you are gifting it to them, make it very clear. This was not a gift. So what I did in my head, I said, well, I must have just paid X amount of dollars to get this person out of my life, because honestly, that person adds no value to my life or the positions that I'm aligning myself up to be in. That's when I started doing the process of elimination. Sometimes you got to eliminate friends, childhood friends, people that has no growth. There's no growth pattern here. And I finally seen that within this person. Hasn't made any kind of growth spurts or mature changes since we were teenagers. We damn near 50. Fuck is you doing? But it is what it is. Shout out to them niggas that coined that phrase, Cam and Mace. But I just wanted to get on here and speak real quick on my podcast, just to keep it consistent, keep the algorithm going. I want you guys to keep on listening, keep on sharing this. And thank you, G. Garnell, you know who you are, brother. Thank you very much for encouraging me to keep on going and keep doing my podcast, because you are one of the many listeners that are listening. And we applaud you over here at Team Raney. Other than that, man, y'all stay fly, stay cool during these hot winter months. Stay hydrated, drink you some water, get you some watermelon. That's also to keep you hydrated as well. Oh, matter of fact, before I even go, I'm clapping and trying to get my ass off here. I got a watermelon the other day from the supermarket, and it had seeds, and I was so excited. I was like, oh, finally a watermelon with seeds, because now they got this seedless hybrid shit that's made in somebody's basement or made in the lab or warehouse next to an Amazon factory or Amazon warehouse or whatever out in the middle of nowhere. So I found one with seeds, and I seen online somebody was washing the outside of the watermelon rind with sea salt. So I decided to do that. You know, I got my sea salt out, I put it in the sink, I'm rubbing it down. I'm like, and it is like kind of like a scouring type of thing when you're rubbing it down with the salt and stuff like that. Once I did that, I rinsed it all off and I let it sit. And then I came back maybe an hour or two later, put it on the cutting board, right? And I went to go cut it up so I can cut it up in nice little pieces and put it in the container. As soon as I started cutting that sucker and got it halfway cracked, Now, I know it's called a watermelon and there is some water in the watermelon. This watermelon was smuggling water. Like when I cut it open, it was like cutting into a gallon bottle of water or a gallon jug of water. Shit, I cut into it. Water started pouring all over the counter, off the counter, onto the floor, all over the place. A couple of seeds was coming all out and everything. I've never seen so much water come out of a watermelon before in my life. And we've been cutting watermelon since the 80s. I've never, and I finally, once it dawned on me, I said, oh, maybe I should move this because it's all over the counter and the floor. I moved it to the sink. And when I did move it to the sink and I had the two halves open, the inside of my watermelon was like kind of cored out. You know what I mean? I think the watermelon was going bad. It wasn't sweet at all. And it was mushy as shit. So I think I got a bad watermelon. And after cleaning it all up, it got worse too. I was cleaning it up and I realized when the watermelon juice was all over the damn floor, I'm running out of paper towels. I got to get paper towels today. I had to go and get these other absorbent towels that help me clean that shit up. And then once I threw that stuff out, got the watermelon out of the house, I mopped the floors because ain't no need to have no sticky kitchen floor, and we got ants and stuff coming in. This is the ant season. We don't need ants coming up in the kitchen because you got a sticky ass watermelon juice floor. So I wiped everything down, got the watermelon juice up, mopped the floors, got everything cleaned up. But watch where you get these watermelons from. I don't know where Acme's getting these watermelons from, but these watermelons from Acme, or at least the one I got, wasn't shit. I need to find a guy on the side of the road that's still wearing overalls with a dirty ass hat that got watermelons piled up in his pickup truck, and preferably if he's black. I definitely go there. But if he's not, it is what it is. I'm going to find me a watermelon for this summer. If ain't the last thing I do. But other than that, man, I want you guys to enjoy the summer, be safe, stay hydrated, and I'm going to holler at y'all later. It's the Raney Podcast. Peace.